Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's explainer, where we're going to crack open an impenetrable calcium fortress to witness one of the most incredible biological ticking clocks in the natural world, the 21-day miracle from a microscopic embryo to a fully formed hatchling. If you love seeing how incredibly complex systems build themselves entirely from scratch, well, you are absolutely in the right place.
Now, have you ever actually wondered how a tiny chick grows inside an egg without anyone feeding it? It's this central mystery of biology that's honestly so easy for us to take for granted. I mean, we see eggs all the time, right? But think about it. The egg is a completely isolated, self-sustaining system, a sealed life support capsule. Or so it seems. In reality, that seemingly solid shell contains thousands of microscopic pores, allowing crucial gas exchange with the outside world. But how does an entire living, breathing organism engineer itself in the dark with completely limited space and internal resources? Let's find out. Over the next 21 days, we'll be tracking this miraculous timeline. We're looking at milestones on day 1, day 5, day 10, day 17, and day 21. Each phase we cover today brings a massive, almost unbelievable leap in biological engineering. Section 1, the spark of life. Day 1. The countdown officially begins, and that biological clock starts ticking. So on day 1, fertilization happens, and an invisible, microscopic cascade is unleashed. Right at the top of the yolk, on a tiny white dot known as the blastoderm, rapid mitotic cell divisions just kick into high gear. From a single cell, these initial divisions happen at lightning speed. Within hours, these newly formed cells begin organizing themselves into 3 very distinct layers. You've got the ectoderm, which will eventually become the skin and nervous system, the mesoderm, destined to be the bones and muscles, and the endoderm, which forms the digestive tract. It's literally the ultimate architectural blueprint, being read and executed for the very first time. Moving into Section 2, heartbeats and foundations. Days 2 through 5. This is a critical window of hyper-accelerated architectural assembly. In just a matter of days, the foundational organs come online. The neural tube dynamically folds in on itself to create the spinal cord and the complex beginnings of the brain. And the heart? It actually starts as a simple, single tube, physically loops itself into a functional shape, and just starts beating spontaneously. Boom. It immediately begins pumping real blood through a rapidly forming microscopic vascular network. Meanwhile, the eyes begin to form as these dark, prominent orbs. The nervous system and the circulatory system are rapidly setting the stage for literally everything else that follows, building the vital scaffolding of a living creature. Section 3, taking shape. Entering the day 6 to 10 window. Here, that abstract biological blob undergoes a massive physical transformation. And this brilliantly illustrates how the genetic code is literally sculpting limbs and features out of raw cellular material. Tiny feather papillae form, looking almost like microscopic goosebumps along the skin right before they erupt into actual down feathers. The beak begins to take a highly distinct avian shape. The soft cartilage inside those tiny new legs and developing wings starts ossifying, slowly hardening into true bone structure. The embryo is no longer just a blob anymore. It's distinctly, undeniably becoming a bird. Section 4, rapid growth and fuel. Days 11 through 17, this is the longest continuous block of our countdown, a period dedicated almost exclusively to exponential size increase. But how does it get its fuel while sealed away in the dark? Well, to fuel this massive growth spurt, the expanding embryo relies heavily on the yolk sac, which acts as its internal life support system, providing essential nutrients. But it's not just some static pantry. It's practically a temporary external organ. A complex vascular network of vitelline vessels wraps tightly around the yolk, pulling vital proteins and lipids directly into the chick's bloodstream. The chick absorbs all its necessary building blocks straight from this incredibly rich source. It's a highly efficient system that sustains the immense energetic demands of creating heavy bone, complex muscle, and dense tissue, all in total isolation. Section 5, the final countdown. Days 18 to 20. The tension is building because the chick is now fully formed. The once spacious amniotic sac is mostly absorbed, and the bird is tightly contorted, taking up every available millimeter of the shell. It is time to prep for the exit. During this intensely claustrophobic phase, a totally vital transition occurs. The chick executes what's known as the internal pip. It pierces the inner membrane of the egg to access a tiny air cell trapped at the blunt end of the shell. As it takes its very first breath, the chick's lungs physically inflate, taking over active oxygen exchange for the very first time. It literally transitions from a fluid-based existence to an air-breathing one. And simultaneously, it's still absorbing nutrients. The remnants of that external yolk sac are physically drawn entirely inside the chick's own abdomen. This ensures it has a dense energy reserve for its first few days of life outside the shell.
Section 6. The Hatching Miracle. Day 21, the grand finale. The culmination of a precise 3-week marathon. What happens next requires a monumental expenditure of physical energy and mechanical force.
So, how does it actually break out? First, the chick maneuvers into a highly specific hatching position, tucking its head securely under its right wing. Then, breathing through that air cell, it utilizes a specialized pipping muscle located at the back of its neck. This muscle powerfully spasms, driving a tiny, sharp temporary appendage on its beak, called the egg tooth, directly into the hard calcium shell. The chick strategically rotates inside the tight space, continuously striking with the egg tooth to crack the shell, effectively unzipping the pap of the egg from the inside out. It pushes, rests, pushes again, until it finally hatches. When you break it down step by step like this, seeing the foundational organs form in a matter of days, the delicate feathers sprout from microscopic papillae, and that highly specialized egg tooth flawlessly execute its single, temporary purpose, you really see the magic. As our source material perfectly puts it, from a single tiny cell to a fully formed chick, nature performs one of its most incredible miracles in just 21 days. So, if nature can engineer such a complex miracle in an isolated shell in exactly 21 days, what other invisible wonders are unfolding around you right now? Keep asking questions and never stop being curious about the science happening right under our noses. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.